I am so scared. I cannot move.
Apparitions, poltergeists and murder await the most haunted team in Nottinghamshire.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. Dating back to the 16th century, the building behind me is supposedly so haunted, the owners do not want us to identify the building. With the ghosts of monks, maids and children roaming in abundance here, along with unexplained eerie noises echoing through the corridors. It's so active here that this place could possibly be one of the most haunted places we've ever visited. With all that in mind, I just had to bring you to Nottingham's Ghost House.
Situated near to the Nottinghamshire-Yorkshire border, our location this week harbours a real chain of terror. Although some parts of this family residence can be traced back over 400 years, the main body of this building was constructed in 1848. As well as regular sightings of manifestations and anomalies, the sight of soldiers marching along a nearby Roman road has also been known to fool local passers-by. Although little is known of its history, a wealth of apparent supernatural activity has prompted many investigations here. But who or what would we encounter at the Ghost House?
I don't think I've ever been to a place before that has reputedly got so many ghosts or spirits in it. And the fantastic thing about the whole place is that they haven't done it for publicity. We're not allowed to mention the name of the house. That, for me, gives this place so much credibility.
Roman soldiers have been seen walking from this cellar and up the drive. So real do they seem that police have been called in to investigate. Also, a red mist has been witnessed, along with the image of a woman with red hair wearing Elizabethan clothing. She's been seen wandering the grounds endlessly.
Ever since we moved in about 6 years ago, we've always heard knocks and bangs and, I suppose, footsteps and things, but being rather a sceptic, and my partner Jane as well, we've rather dismissed them. And it was only really last year that I actually saw the outline of the housekeeper, what I took to be the housekeeper's dress, in front of my desk in the old housekeeper's room. And I looked up and you got a very brief glimpse of an apparition. It freaked me out, I must say. I ran out and said, God, do you know, I think I've seen something. And then actually, a couple of days after that, I actually saw what I took to be the same woman on the back stairs.
One of the most frightening places is the attics. Now, they're always frightening. They're dark places at the top of the building. But there's this marvellous story of a boy who was actually kept upstairs in the attics. People that go up there actually feel as if there are hands around their neck, strangling them. So I think that is going to be possibly the best place, the most frightening place for us tonight.
I've had plenty of paranormal experiences here, but the most terrifying was in the Bishop's room, where I felt like somebody had got their fist into my throat. And then the next day, my throat was absolutely killing, all down here every time I turned my head, as if somebody had prodded me in the throat. So that was too personal, like, you know, touching and what have you.
We get things happening every single day. Even the cleaners who come here get their hair pulled or pinched. Yesterday they heard someone actually calling out hello, hello, and no one could work out who on earth it was. And we get people staying who find they can't go into rooms, that they're actually physically restrained from going into them. So it seems to sort of go on the whole time.
In the Bishop's room, it's said that there is a malevolent spirit. Many people who enter here say they suffer from headaches, depression and sickness. Could these occurrences be caused by the large shadowy figure seen lurking here many times? And could that shadowy figure be the ghost of a monk that's been described as not very nice? We have 24 hours to find out.
But with such high expectations of our new abode, what does parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe feel that the night will hold for the Most Haunted team?
Kieran, we're here in Nottingham and a place that we're calling the Ghost House because the owners don't want us to identify the property, which I find really exciting in a way.
Yeah, definitely. There's always an issue with investigating a location and worrying about the motivation of the owners. Here, because we're not allowed to say the name, because we're not allowed to talk about the exact location, the motivation for the owners is not one of money, it's not one of publicity or any of the repercussions that would come from filming. So it's a great location for that point.
Where are you going to set up your MP3 and your EMF? Which particular areas are you looking at?
Well, the first place I'm going to focus on is the attic and have 2 locked-off cameras in the room with trigger objects, because there has been some poltergeist activity, but the main focus up there is apparitions. And then the room in between the dining room and the Chinese room, previous investigators have noticed a peak in EMF readings when they've gone in there. So what I've done already is set up the laptop with the EMF meter actually at head height and left it recording while we're here talking.
What are you looking for in the mediums tonight? What are you hoping that they're going to come out with?
I'm looking for corroborating evidence. So if Derek and David came up with the same names, and it's not just restricted to the first name, but also maybe a surname, if they came up with the same name in the same location, so in the same room, any information they come up with that is accurate and that they independently of each other come up with, that would be good evidence of some sort of communication.
Both of our invited psychics, Derek Akora and David Wells, arrived separately and with no previous knowledge of this building or its recent anonymity. And so, with both tension and excitement in equal high abundance, we were all ready to investigate Nottinghamshire's ghost house.
I became aware a moment ago of a lovely lady that's actually listening to us, a spirit lady who's listening to us since we've now started this investigation. And I feel with her, when she walks through house, and especially up those stairs and coming down, it's like as if in her heart she is taking care of the youngsters. Children, maybe a nanny like this, you see, and well loved by the children, not a cruel bone in her body. So she was in service. But I'm guessing Molly, it's either Molly or Polly. And as we go through the investigation, I feel certain she's going to communicate, or she's going to try her best.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
We found Derek's sensing of a children's nanny in this part of the ghost house very interesting. For earlier in the day, our other psychic, David Wells, had also felt a similar female energy. However, his was far from compassionate.
Well, as I was coming down the stairs, she actually said, and she's quite an older lady, she's not a young woman, and she actually said to me, they call me Bloody Mary.
Oh, right.
That's nice. That's attractive, isn't it?
That is attractive.
So it was. They call me Bloody Mary, and it was like a laughter. She's not giving me much more. My conscious mind is saying, therefore, Bloody Mary, i.e., I have murdered someone.
Right.
But I'm trying to separate that because I don't want my conscious mind in there. I want her to talk to me.
Okay.
And I have to say, it's children. She seems like a nurse, she seems like a medical woman.
Right.
Or a nanny,
or a
perhaps,
nanny.
yeah.
Okay.
But with that kind of background, and she seems arrogant and actually quite proud of the fact that she's taken more than one child's life. I'm sensing a female energy, and I think when I can't play the piano,
Okay.
but I think when it plays, you would expect in a haunted house it'd be, you know, a bit old Hammer House of Horrors, but it's actually quite light. It feels to me it's quite light.
Right.
Because she seems quite a happy woman. You know, she's not an intense, dark, evil, but she seems like a happy woman.
So it's a light and it's a positive piece.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
But she's very nice, and there's also an association with this woman with children, her children, and I don't know whether the children are existing in this house. We may find, you know, there might be a link early with the children, but there's almost, I'll tell you, the sense I had was that she stayed because of the children.
Right.
You just, whenever you see somewhere or a room, you just want to go into?
You see, we're going past these organs.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lady who comes into the energy here. She was the wife of John. The wife of John. And I wouldn't be at all surprised whether the organ sound of keys is heard. Because as we come just into this energy, I'm hearing the keys. Boom.
Right. Are you
played.
hearing any tune, or is it just notes?
There is a particular tune that is sent out. It's twofold. One is definitely to do with... I've got a connection with fields, water and nature.
Right.
And also, again, I feel wartime music.
Okay. But only happy? Is it
Oh, it's very
positive,
happy,
positive
yes.
song? Okay.
It's not negative.
It's not connected with the organs. She's just passing and wants to have a play.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, she's a lovely soul. She's not a bad soul at all.
Okay.
It seemed that our psychics have highlighted an electric mixture of spiritual activity. But which of these sensations would Derek encounter as we moved into the boudoir?
There's two malevolent spirit people grounded in this building. Both males. I'm getting one who's covering himself up, trying to hide, disguise, something like this. And I'm getting one that goes way back, because he's in, like, hides, and he's covered up in, and he's warlike, he's...
Gosh, that's a long way back then, isn't it?
It's like, I feel Saxon.
Really? That
Yes,
long ago?
Saxon, linked to
Would
this.
you say that then the amount of different time periods we're dealing with? I mean, for me, I can't remember any other location where we've had so many different layers of time periods.
This to me is amazing because I'm trying to like put my scope into it, and suddenly I'm getting in front of me again as we're walking along.
Yeah.
Both of our psychics have now detected a musical lady as well as two dominant males. And as we are about to discover, not every soul would welcome our investigation at the ghost house.
Are you over there by the stall? Fuck.
Our Nottinghamshire location has so far offered us a brief insight into its tempestuous past, with both kindred female and malevolent male energies appearing to still exist here. But would a move upstairs alter any of these emotions?
All right. What's the matter?
Oh, okay. Just let me balance this. Okay. As I've entered here, the devil's den.
The devil's den?
The devil's den. Now, I use that word. I'm not a believer in devil as such, but I'm a believer in what I've just experienced here. The energy is foul, it's nasty, and I walk away from this bed, over to this area, because it's like retracing the energy of this man. Now, I'm not saying it's because it took place in this room. Maybe this energy that I'm picking up now is of a man who is, okay, he's a trickster. A man that, it's like the only way I can describe it, purporting to be something and he's not. I talked about a covering up. It's like a person, you put a person into robes, you know, like a monk figure.
Right.
And, you know, the reality is this spirit soul is not a monk at all. And taking lives.
Did he take lives in this house?
I feel he did. Or whatever. This could be a situation where in the area that we are now, this area, he was heavily involved. Now, it may not have been a bedroom, as we're seeing now, but this area, that's why his energy comes in here.
You say this spirit is grounded here?
Yes, he is.
So,
he's not moved on, have he?
So where do you think he is in the house? If a spirit is grounded,
yes,
can they be in, while we're here, can he be next door?
Absolutely, they move about.
Right.
At free will. And the
but
thing
you're
is,
not picking on the fact he's here now.
No,
you're
I'm
picking up
on
the
his energies
right,
that he leaves behind when he's coming in.
Right.
He's been in here today. These energies are very fresh.
It was interesting that Derek was sensing this religious figure, but had our other psychic encountered similar energies when he entered this same room?
I don't like that room. I particularly don't like this room. Don't like this room at all.
Does that mean you don't want to go in there?
No, I'll go in. Never let
Okay.
it be said.
All right. Brave man that you
What
are.
a brave man. Okay. I don't know if it's here or next door. There's a sense of a link between these rooms. Maybe one was a sitting room, one was a bedroom at some point. I don't know. But I have a sense of suicide here, either leaping off, which should be a bit of a risk. I think you might just break an arm,
Right.
or slashing a wrist. Oh, hang on, sorry. Or it was made to appear like suicide. Other people would assume that they committed suicide, but in fact they were murdered.
And male, female?
Male, wealthy male. Definitely a wealthy male, and wearing very fine clothes, silk clothes.
Okay.
Almost looks like a Catholic priest. Looks like a bishop. Catholic priest, I would have said.
Oh, right.
But I don't think. Sorry, what are you saying to me? It's not him that's communicating. It's the fact that he was Catholic that was the problem. But I mean,
That was an issue to do with the death.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
God, these rooms give me such headaches, such vile rooms. People actually sleep in here now. Well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
I think they do, yes.
Good God.
I'm not sure they sleep in all of the rooms, but...
I wouldn't sleep in here. I definitely wouldn't sleep in here. This one feels worse. It does feel worse.
Worse than this room?
Yeah, they both feel... but like I said, it's the whole of this floor to me feels bad.
Right.
But this one feels worse. He said to me, you know, that the person connected with it has moved across because, of course, in their opinion, their conscience is clear. He said they've gone across, their conscience is clear. I can't even get his name. I can't get his name. I might do later.
Okay.
I tell you what it is. I feel so sick.
Really?
It's kind
Sick
of
and
doing my
head
head. Yeah, it's
Okay,
doing my head
well then
in.
we'll leave then if it's that oppressive.
Curiously, David's sensory description of the building's most notorious room was a direct contrast to the one that Derek was now feeling.
Now here, oh wow, this room is contained with nothing but the energy of goodness, the energy of left behind, the energy of goodness, and I feel peace and calm, and yet that peace and calm is disrupted at certain times by the residual energy, and also, as we get up onto this level, one particular spirit man that roams around here. It's as if it's rocked the quietude here.
With so much apparent activity in the first two rooms, Derek wanted to sample the atmosphere at the end of the first floor corridor.
Where's Stuart standing? Okay, I'm noticing now, which I picked up a moment ago, a swirling of individual spirit people coming across here and around, and a mixture of men, women, and children. And can I just say to you, these people go way back, you know, and these people walking around.
Lots of people.
You know, if you slept in that, if you slept in that bed tonight, or Kieran, I'll guarantee you that you would experience, you'd hear, and maybe even see people floating across the bed. The energies come here on a regular basis.
Okay.
We were a little daunted by the strong and willful male presence that both our psychics had detected on the first floor. This anxiety wouldn't be helped as we switched our cameras to night vision and venture further into the ghost house.
Now, I'm aware now of a man's energy coming past. Up here, if he...
Up there?
Up here, please, if we can. Is that okay?
Yeah? Yeah.
Oh,
Don't what?
I'm aware at the top here, at the top of the stairwell, of a spirit man. And I don't... Did you hear that then?
What did you hear?
It's just like a pebble, bum, bum, bum. Because he's kicked it from the top. This is not a good soul. This is one of the... Is this here as well, Sam? Right, when I talked earlier about the malevolence of this man that's covered up or covered himself up, pretend to be. You know, what I want to say is, okay, he's doing this to us, okay? Like that, as if he doesn't want us to come up. This here, I think, this is the same man, isn't it? Oh, okay.
What was that?
Do you hear a moan then?
Yeah.
I heard a banging.
I had a moan. I heard something.
I heard like a moaning sound.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard something. I wasn't sure what it was, but it's
From which direction?
Down there. I thought I heard some movement down there.
Let me just go and have a look.
He's so brave.
There's nobody in that room.
This is the same man, isn't it? Oh, okay.
What was that?
This is the same man, isn't it? Oh, okay.
What was that?
As we come into this here now, I don't know if you can feel this, but I mean, this temperature and what have you, and not just the chill in the air, but there seems to be a strong feeling that just prior to us coming up here, we've had spiritual activity here. And, you know, I want to go by these they are windows, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't like it up here.
Look, can I tell you? Just towards this end here of this room, I feel this, this male, and this has only just come to me now. I feel it's like as if he was caught, and whoever the justice at the time tried him, so to speak, and took his life.
Despite its serene demeanour, this property was starting to live up to its assumed name. But what would the rest of the night hold for us all as we continued our investigation at the ghost house?
I feel freezing all of a sudden, and I feel like I'm gonna cry.
The exact identity of our Nottinghamshire location is one that its owners wish to remain anonymous. However, the Most Haunted team were more interested to know if and when we would encounter the many ghosts that are said to roam here. Already aware of the dangers that seem to lie on the first floor, a group of us head straight for the same room that we had earlier been forewarned of. But would bedroom number 1 prove to be the Devil's Den?
Why don't you like this room, David?
It's both these rooms. It's this corner, you know. I do feel very much that they're joined together.
Derek didn't like this room either.
It seems to me that they're joined in some way involving this bishop.
Can't see. Oh, what was that?
What?
I've got something just went across the screen. Oh, light anomaly. Something. Oh, what's that?
The clicking sound.
No. Oh, something weird's happening.
What?
Well, this light in exactly the same place. In exactly the same place. 3 times a light in exactly the same place.
How weird. In exactly the same place each time.
Exactly the same place each time.
Encouraged by these light anomalies, we were all left wondering if the neighbouring bishop's room would live up to its notoriety. Kieran was keen to replicate such feelings of oppression and strangulation.
Can I make a recommendation?
You certainly can.
In order to replicate the sort of phenomena that has been experienced here, can we sit down?
Yeah.
But can David sit on that bed? There, yeah. Then we need one person to sit in this chair here.
Okay. I hope it isn't the fact that it's suggestion and that you're suggesting that something might have happened where I'm sitting or around me. But I do feel, I just feel a bit shivery, a bit anxious.
How do you feel, David?
I don't feel very comfortable, I have to say. I keep getting a tingling on my throat, around my throat, which I'm not quite sure what that is, particularly on the right-hand side.
Did somebody just move the wardrobe then?
Nobody's near the wall.
Somebody rattle it?
No.
No.
How do you feel, Kieran?
I feel fine. Mainly because I am being quite objective about it. Because I'm aware of what's happened here before. I'm aware of the previous investigators filming and what has happened to the medium before. And rather than get too involved in it, I just wanted to kind of distance myself and see if the same thing happened again. Which is why I didn't say anything when I started arranging people in the seats.
Yeah, I understand.
The Bishop's room certainly wasn't one of comfort, and eager to find solace elsewhere, we move further along and into the Chinese room, supposedly a less active environment.
I feel sad in this room. I feel, I just feel sad.
Earlier on there wasn't so much sadness, was there? You're saying about people sleeping in here and maybe feeling as though she's looking after them or tucking them in.
A nice old character, but I think what people may experience if they sleep in here or whatever room is they might actually feel her tucking them in. They might feel either the clothes being pulled, the bedclothes being pulled, or they might actually feel as if someone's tucking them in, or even patting them on the head. Yeah. Almost like a taking care of people. She'll lie on the bed.
Do you want me to lie on the bed with you?
Let me take the camera then.
That there is a lady that's present in this room, used to work here and look after people, look after children. Can you give us a sign? Can you knock on something or move something for us? Please? Oh my God, I've gone so cold. Oh God. It's like blasts of icy cold air.
From where? From what direction?
To where you are. Please come forward. Please try and talk to us. Try and give us a sign. Let us know that you're here. You can hear my voice. We know that there's somebody in this room because people have experienced you. They've seen you, they've felt you, they've heard you. How cold is this?
I'm starting to feel it now.
Good grief.
I feel quite emotional all of a sudden.
Do you?
That's interesting. That's how I felt.
Sad.
Oh, you all right?
Are you right?
You're right.
Yeah. I just gotta chill. It's okay.
You all right, darling?
Yeah, I just feel freezing all of a sudden.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
And I feel like I'm gonna cry. I've got
Oh.
tears in my
That's
eyes.
how I felt when I came in the room. Exactly how I felt.
The night's first vigil had had an emotional effect on more than one of the group. Sensations that mirrored our earlier experience in the attic, where several crew members had earlier voiced their own discomfort.
I don't feel that comfortable. I feel short of breath up here. I came up here earlier to do some shots, and I also felt short of breath.
As did I, didn't I?
You did earlier as well. And there's no physical reason to be short of breath. I mean, we've not climbed 30 or 40 floors. But I feel okay. Obviously, the temperature drop isn't very welcoming. So you do feel a little bit uncomfortable and as though something doesn't really want you up here.
Despite this initial apprehension and ever eager to face his own fears, Carl now felt ready to spend time alone in this remote corner of the building, where the ghost of a small boy is rumoured to haunt.
I'm actually quite spooked up here. I feel short of breath. I feel very heavy-headed. I feel very, very uneasy. or something then. If there is anybody there, please, please show yourself to me. Fuck, should we there? And now that sounded like somebody was coming up those stairs. I don't feel good at all. I came in, I started to feel quite nauseous. A headache. I did earlier when I was up here. I feel sick. I don't think I'm going to be sick, I just feel sick. And I get these cold spots around my hands, around my legs, on the side of my face. There's no reason for it. What could be causing that? Shit, what's that? Are you there? Are you there? Is the little boy that was locked up here? Are you here? My head is killing me. I'm freezing cold. Oh my God, I'm freezing cold. It's so cold. I mean you no harm, I only mean to help you. I am here to help you. I'm sitting here in the corner. I am so scared. I cannot move.
Finding himself isolated in the room that is rumoured to have once held a boy captive, Carl sensed that some sort of childlike presence was with him in the attic. So he decides to encourage as much reaction as he can.
Kill the little boy if the little boy is in here. Just show yourself by the door, please. Just drinking water. It's extremely cold again. Every time I see to ask for the boy, it gets cold now. There's a lot of movement outside with the water, which obviously someone's using a tap somewhere, I think. Please try your best. If that's you, if you're in this room, run around me. Shit. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Please, run to me again, just... It was over from there. Sure it was over here. Are you in here? Come on out and show me. Show your Uncle Carl. Fucking hell, that was close. What was that? Was that you? Run again. That's over there. The hell? Are you over there by the stool? Fuck, no way. Are you over there by the stool? Are you over there by the stool?
With everyone else at least 2 corridors and 1 floor away from Carl, he was left convinced that some sort of playful spirit had joined him in the attic. Was this a paranormal occurrence? And if so, was it the signal that we had all been waiting for? But who else would make time to contact us at the ghost house?
God, I'm starting to feel funny again.
I feel too. I'm crying now.
investigation at Nottinghamshire's ghost house had so far yielded just a fraction of the expected phenomena. With activity centred on both floors of the building, David, Kieran, Carl and myself move through to the ground floor's back staircase, whilst Kath, Alex and Rachel try their luck in the notorious Bishop's room.
Just seems dead. Well, in the word dead. Isn't it weird how you hear all these stories and our expectations were so high, weren't they? Oh my God, we're going to see something here. This is the place to see something.
Shit. Okay, so you are in this room with us. Please, can you do something again for us? Shit.
I just feel really dizzy and really disorientated, as though I'm here, but you know when you're not 100% here, it's difficult to work things out. I'm leaning up against a wall, purely because I thought I was going to fall over a second ago.
Smell it. You've got. There's no point in asking.
Yeah, you can't ask me.
Can you smell it? Down here's like fish.
Yeah, I can smell that. It smells like fish or dogs. It smells like wet dog to me.
It's more potent than wet dog.
Do you think so?
It's like fish. What's in there, Karen? That's not.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
an office in there.
No, you're right.
I never smelled it before. It's like rotten fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, it's getting stronger.
Yeah, it is.
Oh God.
God, it's like big. Do you know what it is?
It's really
It's
hot.
nursery fish.
Nursery fish? What is
To
that?
feed the children fish boiled in. I'm sorry, I'm
you
having a
smell
That's
that?
exactly it. It's overcooked fish. It's overboiled.
Are you alright, David?
No, just a bit.
God, that's so strong. It's actually making my nose go funny now. He's God.
God, do you know, I'm starting to feel funny again.
I feel too. I'm crying now.
Are you okay, David?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just trying to figure why she's making me cry. It's the children are making me cry.
Right. What's that smell?
It's going now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fading again.
Yeah.
God, and it was pungent, wasn't it? I don't know why I'm so tearful. I think it's the children making me tearful because it's things like the smell of that fish are like happy things. Do you know what I mean? Boiled fish in the nursery with the nanny.
Happy memories.
Yeah, happy memories for them. I think that's why they're making me feel tearful. Gone. I can't smell it now.
Is there something here in this room with us? Please, could you just give us a sign? Got the right draft here, it's gone freezing. Got a draft? Yeah, there's a draft, it's gone cooler. It has. Round the back, is it round the back of your neck as well, that cooler? I can feel it round my legs. I've got it up here. Oh yeah, so can I now? Here, round here, around this area. Do you feel it, Kenneth? Do you feel it up here? Do you know what? I'm really scared. Are you? Yeah, all of a sudden it's just... I don't know what it is, but... You know, all of a sudden when it goes cold like it does, dramatically. I know, that was really... There's someone in this room with us that's making us feel cold. What's that bad? It's just the sofa. What was that? What, did you hear the whimper? Oh, fuck. Yes. That's you making noises in this room. Please, can you try a bit harder for us? Just so we don't think we're going mad or imagining things. Did you hear it? Oh, that's so weird. It's freezing by my ear. Shh. Is it like a growling, rumbling type? It's murmuring. Oh God. It's freezing. It's like a lot of people talking. Yeah. Yeah. Hear it? Yeah. I don't like it in here.
I'm getting that smell again.
Fishy smell.
God,
Christ.
Can you not smell it again? God, just a real big smell of like ammonia.
It just smells. To me, it just smells really strong.
Good God, can you not smell that?
I can smell it now, actually. Yeah, I can smell it now.
That's like ammonia.
Often the reports of when there's malignant spirits, there's reports of bad smell.
You see how...
Isn't there?
Oh, God.
Yeah, but why would it come in? Why would it come in waves?
I'll just stand up because...
Normally it would come in waves if there's a temperature change. You know, I don't think there's a temperature change.
It'd have to be quite a large change. It'd have to get much hotter, wouldn't it, to make it rise?
It's actually very offensive, isn't it?
It comes and
burns
goes.
you. It sounds like it's burning your nose.
Oh, I was watering it so bad.
Disappointed that the boudoir had delivered little in the way of activity, Kath, Alex and Rachel decide to move to the cellar that is housed away from the main building, the same area where the marching steps of Roman soldiers have previously been reported.
Come on, we've heard the stories that you're here. Come on, show yourself. It's really creepy. You not think it's really creepy? If anyone's in this room with us, please give us a sign. I'm shivering. Come on, if there's something in this room with us, please do something. Is that you making a noise? Can you do that again? I can certainly hear noises. First it seemed quiet, but now it seems as though we're not alone. I really do feel that there is something in here that... It's almost as if something's following us around.
Despite the eerie atmosphere in the cellar and a similar vigil in the 16th century cottages that also lie away from the ghost house, no other significant events were encountered. Kieran's attempt at capturing any other sort of activity throughout the building were also to prove fruitless. After so much initial hope and expectation, our 24 hours at the ghost house had left us all very disappointed.
At the ghost house, unfortunately, reality did not match the anticipation of the crew. In one particular vigil, Carl thought he heard some footsteps upstairs.
Are you over there by the stall?
In such a big house, it's always difficult to discount the possibility that there might be other people walking around at some of the upper levels. Also, there was a lot of wood in the structure of the ghost house, and with the decrease in temperature overnight, that could have caused some of the wood to shrink and to creak as a result of that temperature drop and create a sound that you might then interpret as footsteps.
All right, darling?
Yeah, I just feel freezing all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's not weird.
And I feel like I'm going to cry.
Oh.
That's how I felt when I came in the room, exactly how I felt.
In one of the vigils that I was actually involved with, John, the sound man, became quite overwhelmed, quite emotional. At that particular point, Yvette and David were lying on the bed trying to communicate with spirit, trying to experience phenomena that had occurred in that previous room. His experience for him was quite compelling, and it was a genuinely emotional experience for him. However, as a psychologist, we are aware of issues of suggestion, and certainly there was a lot of that going into the room and in calling out to the spirit. So there's a possibility he may have just been reacting psychologically to the situation rather than actually any sort of interaction with spirit.
Do actions speak louder than words? Has the ghost house failed to live up to its name? Or were we the victims of playful and mischievous hosts? Until next time, sleep tight.
Leading psychics investigate real unsolved murders.
This is where the police need to look.
Sensing Murder, tonight at 10:30. New and exclusive to Living TV.
She disappeared 14 years ago and was never found, but can the psychics find the answers? Find out at 10:30 tonight, exclusive Sensing Murder. It's new. And next, it's Most Haunted Extra.